This video will show you how to update your housing application in order to add the new reduced rate triple room options to your list of building and room type preferences. Return to the housing portal and log in using your Andrew ID and password. Click on Apply for Housing. Select your academic year 2015-2016 application. You will notice that your application shows as contract signed, but also not complete. This is because we have reopened all first-year housing applications in order to allow you to make preference changes. Click Apply Now. From the top navigation menu, click on the page called Residential Preferences First-Year Students. On this page, you will notice that all of your preference options are opened and able to be changed. Take some time to consider the reduced rate options and decide where in your rankings you would like to include them. You may also want to take a moment to write down your existing preferences so that you can reference that list as you're making changes. Here are some examples. Example 1. If living in the least expensive housing option is a priority for you, then we would recommend ranking all 3 reduced rate options as your top preferences. To indicate this, you should rank Donner, Mudge, and Shirley as your top 3 building preferences, in whatever order you prefer, and list the reduced rate triple option as your preferred room type. Then you can list any other building preferences as preferences 4 through 7. Example 2. If you are very interested in living in a reduced rate triple, but only in Mudge House, you should change your Building 1 preference to Mudge House, and then list the reduced rate triple as your first room type. Then your Building 2 preference should be the building that was previously listed as your first building preference. Update all of your subsequent building preferences accordingly. Example 3. Let's say that you really want to live in Stever House, but if Stever is no longer available, then you would want to live in Donner House in any room type, including a reduced rate triple. You can list Stever House as your Building 1 preference, with a Stever double as your first room type, and then list Donner House as your Building 2 preference, and you can rank 3 different room types within Donner House, including the reduced rate triple option. As one final example, remember that you can rank buildings more than once on your list as long as there are still room types available that you haven't already ranked. So, for example, if your top preference is Mudge House doubles, Stever doubles, or E-Tower doubles, but then after that you would want to be considered for a Mudge House reduced rate triple, you can indicate this by listing Mudge House as your Building 1 preference and your Building 4 preference, listing reduced rate triple as your room type under the Building 4 preference. There are an infinite number of possibilities in terms of your preference ranking, and we hope that you will consider including some of the reduced rate options into your preferences. Be sure to click Save and Continue at the bottom of the Preferences page in order to save your new selections. That's all you need to do. Since you already signed your housing license agreement and completed your application, you can simply log out of your application using the Logout option from the upper right-hand corner. Be sure to make any preference changes before 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Monday, June 15, 2015. After this time, the Housing Services Office will manually put all applications back into complete status, which will lock in all preferences as they exist at that time. If you have any questions about this process or need any assistance, please contact the Room Assignments Office at 412-268-9501 or email us at rmassign@andrew.cmu.edu. You can also see pictures of the reduced rate room options by going to cmu.edu/housing, clicking on residence types, and selecting reduced rate options. We look forward to welcoming you to campus housing in August.